Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Wonder Guns here. Today, I'm gonna be doing that Mac versus PC comparison that I've been talking about on Twitter, and there's just been tons and tons of delays. So here it finally is: the Mac Pro versus the same priced computer. Okay, so the Mac Pro is gonna be using a 6-core Xeon E5, uh, 12 MB cache, and a turbo boost up to 3.9 gigahertz. Now, the processor we're going to be using in the PC is very similar. I'm going to read you all the tech specs of the Mac and then all the tech specs of the PC. So for memory, they're going to be using 16 gigabytes of DDR3 ECC memory. This is coming in at 1,866 megahertz, which is a decent speed for memory. Okay, for graphics cards, we're going to be using the Mac is going to be using dual AMD FirePro D500s. So I couldn't really find the graphics card online to get the tech specs. I don't know why, but I could not find these graphics cards anywhere. But it does have a little bit of tech specs on here. So it's 384-bit wide memory bus, 1,526 stream processors, and 2.2 teraflops, and they're using two. And each one apparently has 3 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM. So this is where the tricky thing comes in. I'm not really sure what they meant by this, but apparently the storage is 256 gigabytes. No idea. Okay. This is horrible. I'm not even gonna lie or sugarcoat it. No idea why they would choose to put that in there, but that's what they said. 256 gigabytes. Alright, that's about all the tech specs for the Mac Pro. So now on to the PC. What we're going to be using is two EVGA GeForce GTX 780s. Now, these are the non-TIs, but we're still going to be getting decent performance. And we're going to pretty much base this around video editing, and the reason I didn't go with a video editing graphics card is because the GTX 780s are ridiculous. They have 2,302 CUDA cores each, and we're going to be cross-firing them. I believe the 780 Ti has around 3,000, but we didn't have the budget for this PC to be using two 780 Ti's unless we wanted to skimp in other places, which is why I went with two 780s. For the Corsair, for the case, we're going to be using a Corsair Obsidian Series 900D. Guys, this case is ridiculous. It will fit anything you want. So many radiators. Literally, you could fit so many in here. If you wanted to water cool this PC, which we're not going to be doing, you definitely could. Alright, for SSD storage, we're going to be using two 500 gigabyte Samsung SSDs. There's really no reason why I went with this SSD over another SSD. It's just, I don't know, it's really not, you don't really get any benefits over another SSD, but it was just there, so. Alright, for the motherboard, we're going to be using an Asus P9X79 LGA 2011 motherboard. This motherboard will be great for the price, fit everything we need it to, and still leave room for upgrading. For the processor, we're going to be using an Intel i7 4930K. This is an LGA 2011 socket, 6 cores, a boost clock of 3.9, I think it is, and then a standard clock at 3.6, I believe. So, for the memory, we're going to be using two 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance DDR3 1600 megahertz. So, the RAM is not as fast as the Mac Pro, but we are getting more of it. So, it should kind of balance itself out, and it's really, you could overclock this RAM to about the same of the Mac Pro. So, for the power supply, we're going to be using a Corsair Professional Series AX 1200 watt modular power supply. Now, this is 80 plus. Modular is just generally better. you'll be able to fit as many PC parts as you want with this thing. I mean, this is about as high end as it gets in terms of power supplies. So for mass storage, we're going to be using 4 2 terabyte hard drives. And the reason I went with so many hard drives over just 2 4 terabytes is because if something goes wrong in one of the hard drives, it's really good to still have some of your files on different hard drives and still have backup files and things like that. And if you only have 2 drives, then it's kind of difficult to do that. So I went with 4 drives, giving you a total of 8 terabytes. For the operating system, we're going to be using Windows 8. Yes, this is Windows 8.1, but it's just kind of similar. So this is the full version. You should be getting every software that comes with Windows. And it does have benefits for gaming and software and things like that. I just completely forgot the drive. Hold on, let me go back to the other page. Okay, so for the I thought it was important for the video editing PC to have ways to transfer media and things like that without having a server or a flash drive or things like that. So we're going to be using LG internal Blu-ray optical drive. It's $50. You can take this out if you really feel the need, but for the most part, it's pretty aesthetic. The front is all black. It kind of has the same material as the case, so it really won't mess anything up too much. For the card reader, we're going to be using an NZXT Aperture M internal card reader. Yeah, with card readers, you pretty much get the same thing. But this one I trust the brand, I know the name, and there's really not a lot that can go wrong with NZXT products. So for the CPU cooler, now you guys might be wondering, oh, well, we could just save a few bucks and use the stock cooler, which is never a good idea, and you should never use the stock cooler anyway if you're planning on overclocking or anything like that. So for the fan, we can't use the stock cooler fan because LGA 2011 socket CPUs do not come with stock fans. You can buy the stock fan, but I believe it's about the same price as an aftermarket fan, and the aftermarket fans will perform better. So we're going to be using a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. Now, you can spend a little more money on your CPU cooler, and I would probably recommend it, but this will definitely get the job done. So I didn't go with water cooling because I thought that if we could keep the computer cool enough with air cooling and quiet enough with air cooling, then I didn't really see the need. So for the fan, we're going to be using 4 Corsair Series Quiet Edition twin pack fans, and we're getting 2 of these, so that'll be 4 fans, and you will be able to stick this in the 900D and still have all the fans from the graphics card and the CPU fan. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Link will be down in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you